file. Let me place the image. Take the PNG file. Drop it in there. Alright, so here we have Heyzoos running. I'm going to put him down here in the corner. So it's a 2-page spread. And the oversaturation, as you can imagine, is going to be this giant mass. Like, about to crush Heyzoos. Let's do another drawing of Heyzoos, which is actually going to be a horizontal drawing where he's coming out from the side of the page to fill a page spread. So I select all of it, copy that. I'm going to go over to a template that I have here, drop it in there. Okay. So this is just meant to be a goofy picture of Heyzoos losing his hat. Knowing that this one's actually going to be horizontal, I'm going to rotate the hat a little bit. It's a CGR hat. Draw Heyzoos and his cross eyes, except sometimes he's looking at something. You'll notice he's often just looking in 2 directions at once, but in the case of this drawing or a lot of other drawings, he's looking at something. His head is tilted back a bit, so we don't see his eyebrow like you do in a lot of other drawings. There we go. Okay, I go up here, I'm going to do his beak. Put a little more of an angle on that. So this morning is my hand isn't quite doing what my mind wants it to do yet. It's still early. There it is. I actually held up a hat and looked at it just to make sure I was getting it right. Heyzoos reaching for a hat. I did the color work, and now I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to save it as a layer. Actually, I might clean up his hand here on the left, and then drop it into the page design. So let me go clean up his hand real quick. Admittedly, I have the worst handwriting on earth. Well, that's okay. I can make out my scribbles. Although it did take me a moment. He's saying this sucks because the chapter is the art of reviewing. So I thought it'd be funny if Heyzoos looked like a pretentious, pinky out, beret wearing artist with a cigarette and one of those things. I love those things that hold the cigarettes. They're great for effect. I don't even know what those are called. And he's painting a picture of himself. It's the art of reviewing. I'm going to go transfer this into, well, I'm already in Photoshop. I'm going to go make its own document for this, draw it, and then let's put it in the book for the art of reviewing section. His eyes are never like perfect circles, because he's usually got bags under them, you know, being that he is strung out on space coke. Anyway, I can clean these up, and I very well might do that. So, as I was saying, Heyzoos is just a couple geometric shapes, 2 circles, triangle, and then a big fat blob for his body. Eyes are, I wouldn't say the toughest thing to draw, but they're certainly the most important thing when you're drawing comic strip or comic book characters, because I think as people, we all tend to look at eyes first. So I know that they're really tough when doing something like Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, or one of my more complicated books. Because I can easily take a page and ruin it if you have the eyes wrong. Alright, now I don't think I've ever drawn a beret before, so let's see, what would this look like? I think that's what it looks like. I may have to go to the internet and just research beret and make sure I got it right. But scarf. Should the scarf be coming out from this? No, I kind of like it in the front like that. That's good. I don't think I've ever drawn an easel before, but it looks not like that. I always encounter myself drawing things I've never drawn before. Now you can do that. You can, do a number of things. You can go just internet it. You can hit your Netscape. What does an easel look like? And get some ideas. It's not that hard. You can obviously go look at the real thing. But if you're just doing something that you don't have, that's not always practical. Like I don't have an easel sitting around here, and it doesn't need to be like super detailed. I mean, easels have like this thing here that holds the painting up, right? Sure. Yeah, great. There we go. No one's gonna be sitting there focusing on except you. Now that you know I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to draw an easel. There we go. That's good enough. Here's round one of the inks, which get used to the iPad. I start touching things. Clean this up a little bit. I put the colors on it; it always smooths it out. So, all right, I changed his scarf and his hat to purple, and then I'm looking at the background of his painting. I need a little more color here to separate the painting from the white background. So I'm actually going to make it so that he's painting the painting blue. Here's what the drawing looks like at the moment. I decided to complete the bottom of it, and I'm going to put a white background behind it, compress it, and then bring it over to the InDesign. Heyzoos painting, let's drop him in there. Pow! The art of reviewing. I'm going to resize this, and I'll take a look at the page. There it is, the art of reviewing. Of course, the page isn't complete because I haven't drawn the word bubble yet. Let's go do that. This sucks. 1 out of 10. Heyzoos gave himself a number rating. Let's go over here to InDesign, where I have the page put together like this. Preview. The art of reviewing. Vincent Van Heyzoos. I like that. I think I'm going to use that in the future. Last one for the day. I have a big section of the book on cameras and audio equipment and all that stuff, but I just drew what I think is the perfect picture for this. And the inspiration for this picture actually came from this auto show I went to with my dad a while ago. And there was this really old guy walking around filming all of the cars with this like 1980s Quasar VHS camera. And I'm not laughing at this guy because I'm pretty sure like I'm gonna be this dude eventually. Like I totally respect his devotion to his old school camera. But that's the inspiration here is that Heyzoos has a giant 1980s style VHS camera. Remember these? You'd go to the store, you could get these like huge hulking, like there were like many thousands of dollars back in the day. So now they're obviously much smaller and better, but back in the day they looked like that. So I'm going to resize this. And that's the book in production, How to Make a Video Game Review Show That Doesn't Suck. So hoping this will be released near the end of March. I'll keep you posted.
Classic Game Room is brought to you by Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, Book 1, and Heyzoos the Coked Up Chicken Number 1, Special Edition, now on Amazon. Welcome to the Lord Karnage Club, being shouted from within. A Turbo Volcano! Starting with Andy and Abby Schleiss. Jeff Breyer. Derek Langley. Michael and Ariana Nelson. Benjamin Woodring. Steven Chucknick. Al Stever. Ian Shore. You sure are awesome. Jason Goy. Sergio Matthias Hergert. Chip Sinkbale. Busy Signal. Sean Zoltek. Rick DeBarros. Philip Strabenmuller. Jack Stavris. Ohad Kane. And Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal.
Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal.